around, already looking to push directly in towards the ace. No defaulting. They're looking to go in right off the gate.
They really are. Guiding light, delaying them for just a little bit, but KOI, as they do, linger a little bit longer and do move a little bit towards this ramp side, and BBL take that space as well. Look at that, 3 players moving up in here. It might actually be a crunch of 4 different players, and instead they'll be moving into vents. Elite holding it all down by himself. No one shall go into vents but him, and BBL win trade after trade, determined they want a grasp on this series. And so far it's 4 versus 1 in favor of BBL on this first round. And Grubinho's got himself a 1, but it's all... it seems that they are walking into Brave all by himself. If KOI can isolate that pick would be grand, but QutionerX got it all covered from the upper angle. Brave takes 2 down before he himself falls. And starxo, the final remaining player.
Oh, this is tricky positioning.
Off the rope, that's a headshot. And QutionerX put BBL on top, and with 44 seconds, KOI are in time trouble.
Okay, you got a very deep prowler over towards vents as well, so KOI know that there's no immediate backstab looming.
Not only are they in time trouble, they're in space trouble because they really can't find a thing. It looks like they are fancying this B site more than anything else, as Elite does drop, but QutionerX does damage before. He's got a chance to do it again, and he's got his teammate Brave as well. Paranoia, super important. Brave had to win that fight to keep BBL in contention over this B site supremacy. QutionerX though, the only man standing left onto this site. The TP's right in front of him, but it's all a distraction as Shadow peeks at the same time. KOI fully on top. REAZY trying to deny that plant, but that's it. KOI, they've sealed this round. And pAura, all by himself, the leader of the team, can only look to hide away. Maybe if you can find a
first third unbind, where BBL seemed a bit quick to
the making, 45 seconds, and REAZY's figured it out. That's a tremendous trailblazer score that, given all the info in the world, BBL have to rotate over. Kamo aggressing forwards, knows that this is the chance that he has to push through. He's gone under the radar and under the opposing players. QutionerX wants a moment of his own, but it's all down to Brave in a 1-on-2 if he wants BBL to win this round.
I mean, plant secured here for KOI nonetheless, but you still have a Paranoia to work with here for Brave. 1 dark cover as well to just be able to cut off one of these lines of sight, especially with sheydos playing so far back in towards A main, but you know that he's also playing those lineups.
Brave. There'll be moments he's been left alone and not being able to close it out, but this is his moment. This is where he has to shine so far. Half of the puzzle has been solved. There's still another part to it, and a defusal to follow off. Paranoia expecting him to be on site, but he's nowhere, so he's wasted it for now. Has to get onto the spike, and he might be able to defuse it fully. sheydos is going to be spraying, but he's going to miss the shot. Snakebite at his feet, but it might be yours. You can see how much space starxo is garnered towards the other side of the map, right? Trying to keep everybody busy. He has popped off the showstopper because of it. QutionerX doesn't have available no more, as the rest of KOI look to move onto this ace site. Look at pAura though, a highly influential position that can catch so many off guard, and with a judge, it's the best weapon for multiple players to try and run into his face. BBL winning all of these trades. Kamo further distance away from this. It's going to have to be a 1-on-3.
1-on-3, but you've got the showstopper online here for Kamo now. 1 satchel to work with here as well.
He's limited to this elbow corner. BBL have to know it, and I'm just wondering how they clear him out. 1 by 1. They'll have to try and figure this out. This could be it. Guiding light, though, and that's going to sign the alarms. That's definitely showing there's some sort of presence here, especially with not much time to spare. From the shadows, Grubinho finds site access, but they need to find a pick perhaps to solidify this take overall. They've got on the space. They'll get the spike down, but it's all down to this retake.
I mean, and now not having to utilize that Rolling Thunder, the showstopper, to actually get that execution down. This is going to be a very comfortable post plant here for KOI.
Just depends if they're able to use their utility at the right point in time, and if BBL could rip their heads apart before they can do so. Shadow, Rolling Thunder. It looks like he wants to use it preemptively, but Kamo's showstopper is so influential. A double kill out of nowhere, and BBL's chances in the mud.
Here for KOI to try and get themselves back into it.
Off your feet!
Rolling Thunder going his way. Paranoia there and ready. Is going to delay them massively. Brave might have gotten stunned up, concussed in the air, but he's still able to shoot. He's still back to recovery mode. Elite is the one to do a lot of damage here for BBL, but the rotations are timely. Look at everyone lined up and ready. Try to shut down all of these KOI players.
And timeout to be called here on the side of KOI. They've got to go back to the drawing board. Add a little bit more of that pressure as KOI walk up mid.
Elite spotted them though, and he will call for reinforcements. QutionerX is nearby, but a smoke blocking his vision. Elite might have gone under the radar here. I don't think they quite know he's just lurking around, but starxo does get the pick. KOI with the advantage. They usually end up with victories here, but REAZY is there to stop him. Trample on starxo and backs off before he gives the advantage back to KOI.
But walking back over now, there is a nade in hand here for Camo. Cutioner still on Raptors.
And he's going to peek out. He knows where one is, gets a spray, knows one is dropped, notified his teammate. Blast back assists his opponent on the swing, but he still stands tall. And the spike now in the middle of B put a lot of pressure on KOI. sheydos gets a pick, but with 20 seconds, it's all down to grubinho, really. If you really want to have a chance in this one, it's grubinho all day. Spray on one, but you're never going to read Brave on that left-hand side angle. 10 at this point in time. The more buys you get, the more wins you get.
Oh. A little bit of damage there.
A little bit. grubinho's still alive. But not with the best weapon at that distance. Elite doubles up. Cutioner now is in the fray. We'll make sure no pesky KOI player gets past him. Shadow being sneaky.
Oh!
Shadow! That is incredible!
The
and
timing.
with this moment's notice, he gets 2 kills and puts KOI in contention.
Now you're just waiting for sheydos to regroup. Got 2 rifles to work with here in this 2v3. Both players on KOI low, though.
Brave, all he has to do is stay alive. He just needs the information, back off, and play the numbers game 2v3, especially when pAura has a rolling thunder.
Okay, Brave. Just waiting. Spike initiated, sure, comfortable at the very least in that kind of sense. Not wanting to have to use the rolling thunder in this situation. Still gonna come out, but a great aftershock to divvy up the team.
Fault line towards sheydos, but sheydos is able to avoid it. Crucially enough, picks off Brave, and now it's 2 versus 2. And he looks to go all the way around to assist his teammate. Oh, and BBL have to keep looking, right? You cannot stop considering that this heaven angle could be covered, but instead, playing the buddy system. The spike is planted directly in them. It's not being touched, stunned, being enabled. They're still looking for sheydos, but they cannot find him. They steal only just picked, but it might be all too late. Spike in the middle of it. pAura, blind as a bat. When the Poles have taken over, it's a Polish war.
Listen, we're going to Madrid.
We're going to Madrid, so it is a Spanish war.
Yes.
And Spanish people will definitely, in which KOI have looked to interrupt. Rolling Thunder in mid, trying to keep Elite out. Although I don't think he's being concussed. Shadow's going to go for the chase. Oh, this is crazy. He goes right after him, sneaks in front of him, and just punches him in his face. KOI have taken over the A site in the meantime. Camo looking to push on. The stun is immaculate. Shadow doing wonders even though he's not close to the fight. Cutioner aggressive with his positioning. And now it's a 2 versus 3 with BBL making this doable. 23 seconds and KOI haven't gotten the spike down. They need a cross forwards and Brave has got the sight line. 18 seconds. Brave is down. sheydos, he had to get that and he did. And REAZY now is on the clutch. With Camo on the showstopper, with sheydos to the side, this is too difficult to imagine. He has to check unless BBL are able to stop them. Here's the flash coming through. pAura has shown his presence, stun coming out. It seems the pace of this game have changed entirely. A lot of aggression off of BBL here, but it is subsided as they do drop back and respect KOI's presence. It's a 5-person stack. Camo aggressive, showstopper in hand. Can't find the shot, but switches to the Phantom in time and gets a double kill to open it up. Brave, different angle. Can he save the site? Can he isolate? Extremity control here from BBL. Looks like they're heading towards this B site.
Just walking straight on up. Quite happy to play the retake over there. Very much so focusing their resources towards mid. Just gonna play it a little bit slow, but look how diligent BBL are as well. They're still positioned for a potential wrap back through that mid side coming out from REAZY. Expecting more of that flank to come through.
Dark cover does subside. Poison Cloud gets put in its place.
Great cycling.
So KOI stuck on the outside looking in right now, but can't see much. Paranoia. Oh, you're right in saying this is great cycling, but this time the stun does miss the mark. There's one underneath him that has to fall victim to this push. Camo comes alive, even finds a kill with his paint shells. How is that even possible? 2 to the back of sight, but now KOI can play the number. Paranoia, lying in wait here for grubinho. Trailblazer, kill. Off to the side though, picks one and still hasn't been traded, and this is a sideline coverage KOI can control all day long. But somehow, REAZY's turned it all around, makes it fathom.
I mean, right down to the wire.
Oh, God, it could have gone so much worse, but they did lose the round, so now they're trailing behind. And
Reconnaissance on the side of BBL now out early. Really going to have to focus more on those set plays, the positioning, elite close range weapon, but they are trying to play that longer angle.
One-shot range, yeah. And that one-shot range grabs Grubinho. Even though there's a trade in the making, elite.
Oh, okay.
If he would have gotten a second there, I would bow down to him for the rest of VCT.
I would have
EMEA.
walked off.
Yeah, that's it. We out of here. And so would BBL at this point. This Paranoia can catch both of them, and it is perfect, but he's close proximity.
Looking towards KOI right now.
What QutionerX just did is put pressure onto Shadow, and now he's got to help his teammate over to main, given that there's pressure coming in from that direction as well. He swings and gets a double! Shadow, insane impact! And REAZY tries to find his way in, but somehow starxo hides out. Shadow quashed eventually. To BBL's relief. And they find themselves an equilibrium in a 3 versus 3 and spike down, and they've got full heaven control.
Full heaven control, but you've also got the Seekers coming out now here as well. Kamo has a showstopper, could make the difference.
KOI trailing behind, but Kamo needs to find the player to make use of the showstopper. Does push through, it's very aggressive, but gets QutionerX. There was nowhere for QutionerX to hide on that one. sheydos had to win that pick if KOI would have been in contention, but now with a spike out into the open, it's really tough.
Not planning for heaven.
Can he do it? The 1-on-2 with pAura swinging through. They've isolated.
Stun at the very least.
Well, Paintshell will head towards the left-hand side. Nobody was covering that direction. Paranoia will delay the left of them, but QutionerX wasn't affected by it, so he will get the pick. TP, it's red. Kamo comes out on top as well as he joins the fight. It's a 2 versus 2 with 30 seconds to spare. BBL have a chance to get the spike down.
Look at how they're regrouping here on the side of KOI.
And starxo going all the way around. Looking to try and find the crunch, but they're grouping up together. That's the first pick. pAura didn't expect him to be there that quickly, and QutionerX is left on the 1v2.
Playing for hell? So low here.
That's an off angle. He's trying to catch them off guard with this position here, and he might get caught off, so he realizes the situation and backs off with the use of his ultimate, creates a flank. BBL have taken full B access, but KOI haven't traded anything from this Nightfall onto the site, but everybody's hiding in the cubby at the back of it. But with full heaven control, KOI have got to use so much to even gain the smallest of control. Viper spit to the heaven side, Grubinho to the back end, in Garage doing so much damage, getting to the back line. But KOI need to cross, need to find their way through heaven. But no, they do elect to go through CT instead. A crossfire setup that Grubinho can deal with single-handedly, perhaps. Still, starxo joins the fight and leaves Elite. Oh no, Elite is to himself in the Viper's pit. But for now, KOI is going to be victims of it straight away and throw their own right back at them, denying the push. starxo is there, but has to drop to his demise. And still, BBL haven't gained too much control. Now only moving into wrap, and there's Kamo here to stop them.
Not even wanting to contest site. They're actually looking for a pivot back over towards mid, but with all of this A control in towards heaven, the spike's still lacking behind. QutionerX the one to keep it towards A lobby.
And it'll take so long for them to clear off Shadow. So if he holds onto that elbow position and that A site hit does come through, they'll be really well off here, KOI.
Well, I mean, look at the positioning from Grubinho as well. KOI, they have BBL stuck.
They're locked in.
Sardines, I mean, Grubinho with this positioning, if they do choose to make that rotation through spawn, BBL will be heard, but they're looking to just try and cut noise. But they just don't know that all of this mid control is in the hands of KOI right now.
Yeah, KOI have read it. It's perfect. Everything is in their hands right now. It's just down to BBL to try and win out these individual fights. 30 seconds and nothing much to spare. QutionerX, aggressive, stun, it's good. It hits QutionerX and there's no more momentum off of his speed. sheydos trying to make his presence known and put pressure off of Kamo here, but this is where Shadow comes into contention. Tries to keep himself alive for the rest to come in, but isn't able to do so. REAZY on the drop, gets the pick. Grubinho on the flank, he's a little bit too late to the party. Could be good, but it all comes down if starxo is able to use it correctly. No, he dies even before he has a chance to get that sideline covered. Paintshell do a little bit of damage to REAZY, but it's not enough. Kamo has a nice
They don't
You don't expect Shadow to be holding a similar angle as that, but they still trade it out, and that's the important part for BBL. It's 3v2, and they're definitely in the lead on this one.
And one way denying the heaven angle here for sheydos. 2v3 situation, looking towards the utility. QutionerX does have the paint shell still available. Flash.
Ooh, that's a long distance fight. That Grubinho wins. Equilibrium, 2v2. But how does sheydos and Grubinho play it? So far, it's Grubinho all to him. Bottom of the field. As BBL starts to aggress towards Kamo. He's been so good at hold out in his line. It's usually good for one, but this time around, instantly Trader sheydos gets himself on the scoreboard as BBL still maintain this line. Haven't fully aggressed, but for KOI though, they've grouped together. They've buddied up. And QutionerX being so low could be so easy to be picked up himself. I don't think he knows how close grubinho is.
No,
they can
with the
both
head.
smell each other, but grubinho releases the control key and is back out into the open as BBL move into this B site and content over heaven. KOI don't want to lose any more players in that fight. They're grouping up for this retake.
3v3 into the retake. Plant to go down here safe from pAura. Swapping the guns over as well, knowing that Elite just has that little bit more of health to work with. pAura also has 2 flashes into this post plant to delay, but...
Oh my god, pAura! Talking about
Whoa.
individual prowess, this is when he comes alive. The captain's trying to do it all by himself, but now he's blocked. He's towards that left-hand side, has to go for the peek, and that's where Shadow can pick him up. It's still 2v2, and this is where KOI start to move in. That was the only flash that KOI had available to them, though, so they're going to have to do this dry. Smoke, it's perfect from Brave.
I mean, he could TP out if necessary.
And with that Rolling Thunder coming his way, he's just going to have to run the hell out of there. Showstopper enabled as well. That's 2 ultimates from BBL used up already, with a Nightfall coming right back up from KOI, meaning that they're not scared of amping up the pressure. Spike goes down, though, crucially enough for BBL, as Camo tries to put pressure onto Heaven.
Still have the Showstopper online here for Camo, like you had mentioned. The Flood coming in.
And here's the push. Stun is really good onto QutionerX. They know where he is, and the Showstopper does his job. Camo drops and picks up REAZY. Keeping things equal, though. REAZY does so much himself. 3v2, BBL on the upper ground. It is Brave on an off angle. It's a crossfire setup for BBL, but starxo is being mad right now. Wants to get right back on the stage where he left off a couple of years ago on the defuse this time around, and it's going to be stuck in. sheydos puts some lead on